this is a very attractive model because people think recurring income. Yes, I don't have to be on calls with clients. I'll do it, and it's cheaper, so people will buy more easily, and it could not be further from the truth.
Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I'm an accountability coach and the author of Get Resultsology, The Science of Getting Stuff Done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So, if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you are in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Nathalie Dorémieux. Nathalie is an online program and membership expert who helps entrepreneurs turn what they know into recurring income. She is the force behind the Membership Lab, host of a podcast on lifestyle entrepreneurship, and creator of Podcast Lead Flow, a tool that helps podcast listeners find content faster. Nathalie, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you so much for having me, Robin.
You're extremely welcome. And whereabouts in the world are you from, Nathalie?
I am in Toulouse, south of France.
Oh, not so far from me in time zone way, but a long, long way away from me in distance. Shall we do the questions though? Because otherwise I'll start talking to you about Toulouse and we'll get completely lost down a rabbit hole that I'll never come out of again.
Yeah, let's start the clock.
Let's start the clock. Perfect. And there it goes. Nathalie, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
So my ideal client is an online program owner or a membership site owner, somebody that is wanting to turn their expertise into recurring income, that wants a business that is scalable, and they want to stop doing one-on-one work very often. Can also be an online coach who wants to transition to not, trading time for money, and have a business that can start to run for them without them.
Fantastic. That's very clear. And so what exactly is the problem or problems that you solve for your ideal clients?
So the main problem that we solve is we help them design and structure, and we put the foundation of the platform that needs to exist online in order for their clients and members to be able to learn, take action, get accountability, get support, while the owner is doing something else. So we basically are the tech, we are the systems, the automations that make everything work and still get people results through, the power of using these tools.
Okay, fascinating. Don't think I've ever heard of someone doing what you do before. It's very interesting. So what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that would help them to move a little way towards solving these problems for themselves?
So I'll talk to someone that doesn't have a membership yet, for example. So this is a very attractive model because people think recurring income. Yes, I don't have to be on calls with clients. I'll do it, and it's cheaper, so people will buy more easily, and it could not be further from the truth. So my advice is to really look into what it is that you want to do, who do you want to serve, and is there a recurring problem that this audience has that you think you can solve for them. So validate the idea quickly by talking to people instead of thinking, oh, I have all this expertise, let me put that inside a membership and people will buy it. People buy solutions, A membership is not a product you buy, it's a solution to a problem that you have, right? So validate your idea very quickly, and before you do anything else or start investing a lot in tools and people.
Yeah, such an important distinction. People buy solutions. It cannot be said enough, that particular piece of advice. It's so easy to forget when you get deep down into the nitty gritty of running your business. You have to keep coming back to it. or you lose sight of what you're doing, and you lose sight of more importantly, your customers. All right, so now that we have a little bit of a better understanding of what you do, and I stress a little, that's my fault because I only gave you 3 minutes, which is nothing at all, really. So, but now that we have that little bit better understanding, let's dive briefly into goal busting, which is focusing on how you maximize your productive time to achieve business goals. So, Natalie, could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits, please?
Yeah, sure. So it's maybe something you've already heard, right? Because nothing is really new, but it needs to be said again. But one of the biggest thing that I tell, clients, and also that I apply to myself, is to make sure that we set the priorities and then we break down things into tasks that I can actually put in the calendar. So we very often mistaken projects with tasks. So we start things and we don't finish them. But if we break it down enough that it can fit in a block in the calendar, it is more likely to get done.
Yes, and you can never say these things enough, because I think repetition is the mother of learning, but also it's an affirmation. When I've gone over 200 of these now, and they're not, everybody has different productivity tips, but when you start hearing the ones that have a commonality to them, you start to realize, oh yeah, well, actually maybe I ought to do that one then, because that seems to work for a lot of people. So thank you. That one definitely obviously does work. More importantly, it works for you, which is another point. If it works for you, then do it, because that is the most important thing. All right, so Natalie, what should I have asked you today that I didn't, and what would your answer be, please?
Yeah. So one thing you could have asked me is how is AI fitting into the e-learning? We talk about AI a lot, and how is it applying to memberships?
Okay, consider it asked. What's the answer?
Right. So AI actually, so we've been working with AI for a long time, and we see AI as an accelerator of result. So we actually use AI a lot to help students take action and get results. Inside a membership, you're going to be successful if people stay. And people will stay if they have one thing, results. So it's about creating tools using AI to help them make decisions, build their confidence, practice, take action, so they are more likely to get results.
Yes, but I think the critical distinction that I make is, and I'm asking this as a question, is use it as a tool. Don't try and replace your own skill sets with it. It's people tend to otherwise, because I think people are starting to realize now all the material that it chucks out is very similar.
Exactly.
But if you're using it as a tool to help you, and you're guiding it, and you're coming back to it with, no, I want this, and I want more granular detail on that, and I want that, and I want that. Eventually, what you turn out is just a better worded version of what you wanted in the first place, with some background advice that you perhaps hadn't picked up on. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, exactly. I always say it's human, AI, and human again, right?
Yeah.
Never going to replace, but it's an accelerator. It can save you time, but you need to feed it good information. The better the information you feed it, the better the outcome you're going to get.
Yeah, and I've lost track of the number of times I've done that for a while, and then I said, you know what? I think we need to start again, because you're still talking rubbish. And I might be the one talking rubbish, but I'm allowed to say that about the AI. All right, Natalie, thank you so much. That's brilliant. Look at that. We've still done it with seconds to spare. Thank you so much. I'll get rid of the clocks. We don't need that anymore. That's perfect. Natalie, thank you. At this point, I always ask another question, and it's an obvious one, and it's a really important one. It's a two-parter. The first part is, how can people reach you? How can they get in touch with you? And the second part, is there like a valuable free resource they could get from you as well? And I always say, being British, it's a bit cheeky asking that question, but I'm not really being cheeky. I'm being very serious. People need to find out more about what you do. Sometimes they're a bit embarrassed to ask you personally. They don't want to take up your time doing that. But once they see your lead magnet, whatever it is, they're like, oh, okay, now I have a better understanding. Now I'm definitely going to get in touch with Natalie.
Yes. So the best way to find me is on LinkedIn with my name. If you can spell it, then you'll find me. But you can also find me at themembershiplab.com/gift. And this is where I have free resources for you, including if you're starting a membership, like how do you validate your idea, all the way to what are the 4 AI tools that you could implement to boost your clients' results. So you've got like a You've got a calculator for monthly recurring income to have an idea of what it takes to make 10K a month with a membership. So depending on where you are in your journey, you'll find something for you.
Fascinating, fantastic. And as for spelling your name, as we established earlier, I can't even pronounce your name, let alone spell it. But fortunately, for those that can't spell it, it is in the show notes. It will be on the screen as well. So it is definitely on the screen. So you've got no excuse, folks. You should be able to find Nathalie on LinkedIn and anywhere else that she has her presence. Nathalie, thank you so much for appearing on Goalbusters today.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Robin. It's
been a delight and a pleasure. Thank you once again. And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.